Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today, we're actually going to talk about BTC XRP and the Bakkt announcement that it's actually going to deploy or at least open for testing for some clients in July. So let's talk about the Bakkt thing first. People have been wondering when Bakkt is finally going to launch, and the latest is July. Now, I wouldn't take that to the bank because Bakkt has announced that they're going to launch, like SBI. Bakkt has said they're going to launch several times, and each time they actually have been delayed. So the July dates are once again tentative because of their multiple delays in the past. Hopefully, both of those things kind of launch in July, and that will give the market a fairly nice boost. But obviously, it's not 100% because they have been delayed several times before, and when that happens, kind of get the impression that they might be delayed again. But maybe Bakkt will launch in July, and that will give the market an overall boost. The other thing is the ETF, which is coming to a decision, I think, on May 20th. Now, the SEC has another panel on May 31st, but they're basically, I don't think it's going to actually pass on the 20th. I mean, there might be some insiders who might know that it is, and that's why the market has been pumping so much lately. I'm not an insider, so I don't really know. I don't really think it's going to pass on the 20th because I don't think the SEC would do anything before their forum on the 31st. It could be, honestly, that they plan to pass it on the 20th and then they'll discuss why they passed it on the 21st. That's always a possibility. Um, Now, with the BTC and XRP rising, Bitcoin basically has been on a tear for the last month and a half or so. It has literally doubled over since March 31st, and about uh, like literally 16, 17 hours before the XRP bull run, um, BTC actually topped out, I believe, at like 8,100 at a new yearly high at 8,100 about 16 hours before, and then XRP had some catching up to do. So it actually went up to about 40 cents, where I think we are like right now at the time of this video. So I think some analysts, including Mitch Ray, made like a good point that BTC honestly doesn't have much resistance going all the way up to 10,000, and we could actually break double-digit thousands by the end of this month if we're lucky. Hopefully that actually does happen, and if that happens, I think the double-digit thousands will become a big psychological factor in people diversifying their money into altcoins. So at least the altcoins will actually catch up to Bitcoin. Now the altcoins, even with this 20% rise, XRP is like most other altcoins. It hasn't kept pace with Bitcoin. I believe the only coin that's really kept pace with Bitcoin in the major, top 10, top 15 coins is Bitcoin Cash. If you look at the ratios, I think its ratio is the only one above where the ratio was in March. I believe Bitcoin Cash was like $175 in March, at the end of March, and now it crossed 400 yesterday, but I believe it's like 360 right now. XRP obviously has been around 30 cents. Now it's 40. So technically, if Bitcoin goes to $10,000 and there's confidence flow within cryptos following suit, XRP should be pretty close to about 80 cents at that point. If it actually does the catching up that a lot of people expect it to do around $10,000. Wouldn't be surprised if it's lower or slightly higher, but if it follows suit, it should actually be around 80 cents. When Bitcoin is 10,000, because it was 30 cents when Bitcoin was around $4,000. So 80 cents around $10,000. That's about the ratio it actually should be at. Right now, the ratio, although it has shot up about 20%, which is good, is still quite a bit less than what it was at the end of March. And hopefully that ratio will actually catch back up, and it should be at about 80 cents towards the end of the month if Bitcoin reaches that $10,000. Now, because there's not much resistance, and unless resistance builds, the chance of a retrace of Bitcoin is pretty small. Unless resistance builds, which it could happen in the next few days, I actually do see the amount of BTC USD shorts slightly curving up yesterday. That might have changed by today. If you look at the shorts chart, there was a short squeeze, obviously, from here to here, and that's why we went up so much. But starting on May 12th, the shorts started climbing up again. So perhaps we'll have a retrace there, but it's going to have to be a much bigger jump than this. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. But if Bitcoin does speed around 10,000, XRP should be around 80 cents if that actually happened. Because I do think most alts will actually follow that typical pattern. At least most of the major alts will follow that typical pattern, besides Binance Coin, because BNB just does whatever BNB wants to do, probably because it's the index coin for the exchange. So it has more grounding than just following the rest of the market. But it wouldn't. But XRP should be at around 80 cents when Bitcoin reaches around $10,000, according to Market Matrix. And Litecoin, IOTA, well, yeah, maybe like Litecoin, IOTA, and all the other coins in the top 15 should actually follow suit when we get to that range. So I actually do believe that we still have a lot of bullish momentum ahead of us, about 2,000 points more. And the rest of the altcoins will follow suit. I think many of them will actually double once Bitcoin hits around 10,000, because I do think money will diversify out of Bitcoin back into the altcoins, and the ratios between Bitcoins and the major altcoins will actually even out to what they were before, because that kind of happened last time. Now, that didn't really happen last time until Bitcoin was much past 10,000, but if Bitcoin goes to 10,000 and there's resistance there and it stays around 10,000, I believe it will happen also. And hopefully XRP can be around 80 cents around there. If it isn't, then it just hasn't kept up with Bitcoin, but I do expect it to actually continue to go up in price, whether it reaches 80 cents or not, maybe even $1 at that time. So we'll actually have to see what actually happens then. So that's the report for today. Check out my Twitter. It's in the description. Like and subscribe, and also retweet this on social media. Thank you and have a nice day.